Imagine dropping $105,000 on a luxury SUV that nobody wants to buy. Sounds crazy, right? Well, right now, across America, thousands of brand new cars are sitting in automotive limbo, collecting dust while their price tags collect cobwebs. We're talking about vehicles so unwanted, they're spending more time on dealer lots than most people spend binge watching their favorite Netflix series. Picture walking into a dealership and seeing a Lincoln Navigator, a literal rolling mansion with massaging seats and enough tech to make NASA jealous. Just waiting for 262 days. That's 9 months. In the same time, you could have had a baby, learned a new language, or circumnavigated the globe twice. And here's the kicker, this isn't even the longest waiting car on our list. Speaking of luxury vehicles gathering dust, let's dive into the electric revolution that wasn't. Remember when EVs were supposed to be the future? Well, someone forgot to tell the Hyundai Ioniq 6, despite its spaceship-like design, or maybe because of it, this $46,000 electric sedan is spending 263 days trying to find a home. That's like waiting for Christmas, twice. With a range of 361 miles and cutting-edge tech features, you'd think it would be flying off lots. But what's really making buyers hesitate? Is it the price? The design that looks like someone pressed random in a car design video game? Or is it simply that buyers are saying Ion want it when they could get a Tesla Model 3 for similar money? And get this, dealers are so desperate they're offering up to $7,500 in additional incentives, making this spaceship practically ready for liftoff at economy class prices. And speaking of premium brands struggling to connect with buyers, let's talk about the Land Rover Discovery Sport, a vehicle that proves having a fancy British accent doesn't always guarantee success. With 269 days on the lot, it's spending more time at the dealership than most people spend at the gym in a year. Despite offering genuine off-road capability and a premium badge, sales are slower than a London bus in rush hour. It's like that friend who always talks about their prestigious family history but can't seem to hold down a job, with Consumer Reports giving it one of the lowest reliability ratings in its class, and a thirsty engine that drinks a fuel like it's tea at Buckingham Palace. Is it any wonder buyers are saying cheerio to this British export? The real kicker: some dealers report spending more time fixing these vehicles under warranty than actually selling them. Drop a comment below if you've had experience with Land Rover reliability. We'd love to hear your stories. Moving from British luxury to German engineering, here's a head scratcher, the Audi Q8. At $85,000, it's like paying for a luxury apartment on wheels, only to find out your neighbor, the Q7, got a bigger place for less money. With 270 days on the lot, it's spending enough time to binge watch every TV series ever made about cars. Despite boasting a sophisticated 335 horsepower turbocharged V6 and Audi's legendary Quattro all-wheel drive system, buyers just aren't biting. What were they thinking when they priced this one? Is it trying to be the smartphone of SUVs, where paying more gets you less space and practicality? Fun fact, you could buy a fully loaded Q7 and still have enough money left over for a year's worth of premium fuel. Hit that subscribe button if you've ever wondered why luxury cars sometimes offer less practicality for more money. We've got plenty more automotive mysteries to solve. Shifting gears from too big to too small. Remember Fiat, the tiny Italian car that's supposed to make city driving fun? Well, their 500e electric version is proving that sometimes small isn't beautiful, especially when it comes with a $30,000, $40,000, $4500 price tag and a range shorter than most people's daily commute. 288 days on the lot suggests that buyers are saying, that's not a Fiating choice for me. With just 141 miles of range and interior space that makes a phone booth feel spacious. It's struggling in a market where the Chevrolet Bolt offers nearly double the range for similar money. Here's a mind-blowing stat. You could drive from New York to Boston, but you'd need to stop and charge. Twice. But seriously, in a world where EVs are breaking range records, who thought 141 miles would cut it? Speaking of overshooting the market, the Jeep Grand Wagoneer is like that person who shows up to a casual dinner party in a tuxedo. Impressive, but maybe trying a bit too hard. At $112,500, it's spending 288 days trying to convince buyers that it's worth more than 2 regular Jeeps duct taped together. With a massive 6.4-liter V8 engine that gulps premium fuel at 15 mpg combined and an interior that tries to outlux Range Rover, it seems Jeep forgot its roots. Want to hear something wild? The annual fuel cost alone could buy you a used Jeep Cherokee. Is this the automotive equivalent of putting caviar on a hamburger? What happened to the good old days when Jeep meant adventure, not mortgage-sized payments and fuel bills that rival a small country's GDP? The luxury sedan segment isn't faring any better. Let's pour one out for the BMW 5 Series, the former king of luxury sedans now spending 305 days in dealer timeout. Once upon a time, this was the car that said, "I've made it." Now it's saying, "I can't make it off the lot." Despite a lineup of powerful engines and enough technology to run a small space program, buyers are choosing SUVs instead. Would you believe that BMW dealerships are reporting that customers are test driving the 5 Series, then walking out with an X5 SUV instead?
Damn.
With prices starting at $55,800 and easily climbing past $80,000 with options. Is this the end of the sedan era, or is BMW just charging too much for that signature kidney grille that keeps getting bigger with each redesign? If you're a sedan lover in this SUV-dominated world, smash that like button and share your thoughts in the comments. Are luxury sedans dying or just evolving? And finally, proving that even sports cars aren't immune to market challenges, there's the NissanZ. Proof that even sports cars can get stage fright. With 350 days on the lot and a $55,000 price tag, it's spending more time waiting for buyers than most people spend planning their wedding. Packing a 400 horsepower twin-turbo V6 and striking retro modern design, it should be a hit. But between the 2-year production delay, limited practicality, and fierce competition from the Toyota Supra and Mustang GT, this Z is catching more dust than speeds. The irony, by the time some of these cars finally sell, the 2025 model will already be out. Was the 2-year production delay a sign? Or did someone forget to tell Nissan that speed isn't just about the car, but also about getting it to market while people still care? So what's the real story here? Is it changing consumer tastes, sky-high prices, or have these manufacturers simply lost touch with what buyers want? While these cars gather dust, their makers are probably gathering in boardrooms, scratching their heads and wondering if they should have just made another crossover SUV instead. But here's the bigger question: what does this mean for the future of car buying? Are we witnessing the slow death of certain car segments? Or is this just a temporary traffic jam in the auto industry? And more importantly, with all these cars sitting unsold, could this be the perfect time to negotiate the deal of the century? Remember, one person's unsold inventory is another person's bargaining opportunity. Just make sure you're not still trying to sell it 262 days later. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, which of these cars would you consider buying if the price was right, or are they destined to become automotive footnotes in the history books? See you in the next video.